Okay, so as promised, I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of a test between the Sigma 18-35 with the Viltrox Speed Booster, which is what you're seeing me on right now, and these two lenses. These are Mikey S35 Cine lenses, which I did a video using these on my main channel, which you can check those out right there. But I got a couple of requests to show the differences between these Cine lenses and this photo lens, the Sigma 18-35, because they do have similar focal lengths at the wide and the long end. This Mikey Cine lens being an 18 and this one being a 35. Although you can zoom on the Sigma, these are Cine lenses and these are prime lenses at t2.1, whereas the Sigma is f1.8. We're gonna see some of the little differences between t-stops and f-stops here, and how Cine lenses render an image as opposed to a photo lens. So just like the Sigma, these are S35 primes. Now, I've gotten some confusion over S35, APS-C, DX. It's all essentially the same thing. A lot of the times there'll be different crop factors, but basically Super 35 means a cropped lens. So instead of being a 1:1 view, you get a 1.6 or 1.5 depending on the camera and sensor that you're using. So for all intents and purposes, APS-C and Super 35, I'm talking about the same thing. So right now we are at 18 millimeters at f1.8 with the speed booster on the Lumix G85, which is my little micro four thirds camera. And this is what it looks like. And I'm gonna show you really quick what 35 millimeters looks like. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit though, because I feel like punching it in like that, not really a realistic scenario. I kind of wanted to do just a talking to camera piece, because even if I was off like this, talking to an interviewer, it's kind of like a interview style setup. So it's a pretty common thing to light a face. So that's kind of what I want to show you in this video. Yeah, that's fireworks on July 13th at 10 a.m. Okay, and here is the Mikey 35 millimeter at t2.1. I can't really tell if this is brighter or darker than the Sigma 18-35 was at f1.8, but this Mikey Cine lens at t2.1 should give me a pretty similar exposure. I'm just kind of guessing at focus at this point though, because there is no autofocus capabilities. Yes, I could use like a DJI Focus Pro to get some autofocus with LiDAR, but that just seemed like a little bit too much for what I'm trying to do right now. I just kind of wanted to show you what they look like. Okay, so here we are at 18 millimeters on the Sigma 18-35, and now let's switch to the Mikey 18 millimeters at t2.1. And here we are on the Mikey 18 millimeters at t2.1. As you can see, I've noticed that with the Mikey lenses, before I grade them, there is a little bit more of like a warm tint as opposed to on the Sigma. And I feel like that's one thing about this Sigma that everybody really likes, is that it just gives you a really clean image to work with. There's no crazy color shifts or anything like that. It's just a very clean and almost like commercial look that you can get with this Sigma lens. And I really think that's why it's so popular. But at the same time, I do think that there is something about these Cine lenses that just looks a little bit more cinematic. I don't know if it's the background separation, how the bokeh is rendered, or if it's just the fall off from the highlights, or what it is, but I just really like how these Mikey Cine lenses look aesthetically. I feel like sometimes there can be a little bit too much clinical sharpness in lenses like this, whereas there's just something about having an actual Cine lens where everything just looks a little bit more soft. And I'm not saying soft as in you lose sharpness, but like soft as in it just looks more pleasing to the eye, and I can't really explain it. But yeah, that was just my really quick test between the legendary Sigma 18-35 and these Mikey Cine lenses. And if you're looking into any of these lenses, I'll have some affiliate links in the description. And if you like the way that I color grade my G85 footage, I use Cinelike D, and then I use my new Cinelike D LUTs and just kind of tweak them depending on which environment I'm in. But yeah, that was my really quick test between these lenses. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.